Assalamu alaikum. Just wanted to record this video kind of explaining my journey with my anxiety, general anxiety disorder that I had. It was an 18 out of a possible 21. That's what I was told from my therapist. And I had to go to them in the first place because, I'll be honest, I used to believe, oh, it's just a bunch of bull crap, like deal with it, you're a man, whatever. But what started to happen was it really started to affect my daily life. I always, when you gulp like out of fear that what if this happens, what if that happens, that was literally happening to me every second of the day. So I was in constant fear of something. And because humans, the biggest thing that like internally within our brains, I'm not a science guy, I'm not a psychology guy, just from what I understand, is the biggest thing humans want, right, subconsciously, is to survive, right? And basically we're always looking for possible threats. So alongside that, with my anxiety, I was just in complete pain. I was almost paralyzed because if you feel like everything that could possibly go bad is going to happen, then you wouldn't want to do anything. Right, that's the place I was in. I went to the therapist. They gave me a couple of exercises, these long exercises. Personally, it did not work for me. I tried 2 to 3 people. Almost all of them said the same thing, just reading through a textbook and giving me certain exercises to do. It didn't work for me. Sharing my personal experience, not saying what's right or wrong. I'm not a therapist. But I'm just going to share what is anxiety from what I understood and how I personally got rid of it. So I've written points over here. So what is anxiety? What I understood anxiety is. So, people say fear of success, fear of loss, fear of doing sales, or fear of starting a business, whatever. Fear, if you truly understand it, is that feeling that happens when there's a real and present danger in front of you, right? That's fear. And anxiety is an imagination of a future imagined danger. So when people say fear of starting success, it's actually anxiety of starting a business. So again, you have to kind of differentiate what fear and anxiety is. So anxiety and fear are two different things. So I had to firstly understand what anxiety is and how it happens. So let's say humans are future and hope-based creatures, right? As in, if you don't see your future being good or anything changing, you wouldn't want to do any different actions, which then would lead you to just keep on getting the same results. And that's where, from me noticing and speaking to so many people and helping so many people, I've understood, okay, people fail because they just have no belief that something good can happen, because they've had so many bad experiences in the past that they don't believe anything good can happen in the future. So that's what keeps them doing the same actions and getting the same results. So anxiety, one of my mentors kind of explained it to me that, look, you're wasting present energy, like putting scenarios in your mind that something bad will happen, something terrible will happen. Right? You're wasting the energy right now, the present energy that can actually prevent the bad thing from even happening in the first place. And that's why people say, if you think bad things will happen. It's because you think you're never going to make money, you're never going to get out of your 9 to 5, and you never take any action because you just have this paradigm, everything else is a scam, nothing's realistic, right? It cannot be that easy. If it was that easy, everyone else would do it. And then it just keeps you in the same place. And then it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're like, nothing's good is going to happen, you don't do any actions, and then it just on a repeat. So that is what I understood anxiety is, and why I got it. Again, there's in life certain things happen here and there, but like where it really got serious was after I got fired. Like, I had so much anxiety. What the hell am I going to do in my life? Like, nothing seemed to make sense, and I was like, what the hell? Everything seems so confusing. And I had tried a couple of courses, programs. I was like 20K down, and nothing seemed to be working. And that time I was actually doing trading, so I was making some money on the side from Amazon Flex, like it's delivery. And I was making, I think, £400 a week, and then putting it back into trading. And with trading, because there's only one market open at 2 p.m. my time at least, what was happening is that when market open happened, you only got one opportunity with day trading. And when you lose that, you have to wait for another day, right? And there's a saying that if you fall off a horse, you should get right back on it. Otherwise, you'll always have that fear of the horse, right? Which basically means if something bad happens or you fail at something, you should do it again almost immediately without, like, letting your brain take over and really create a serious scenario around it. So basically, obviously, I couldn't do that. I had to wait another day for the market open. So for example, I'd make £400 in a week by doing like six-hour shifts of delivery driving, and then I would put it into the trading account and lose 500 in one single setting, and then I have to wait another 24 hours till I can find out whether I'm gonna lose another couple of hundred again or not. So that's where my anxiety developed. And then again, like, the emotional state or mental state that you are in most often becomes your default state. So I was in a constant state of anxiety. So that's how I got it. You might have it for different reasons. I know, like, a lot of stuff happens in people's lives in kind of different ways. So I don't know what was the thing that got your anxiety to the point it is now. Even if you even have anxiety, hopefully you don't. But I wanted to kind of share some mindset principles that really helped me kind of get rid of it completely. And I was told that it would be impossible to completely get rid of it, but with the help of Allah, I've actually done it. And there's this couple of mental frameworks that I use. So I'll share the ones that I have clearly in front of me. So, mindset of believing in the ideal. So there's always two sides to a piece of paper, two sides to a piece of bread, two sides to a coin, right? A positive and a negative. I know we've heard this, but what does this actually mean? So you projecting into the future only literally comes from your past experiences, and your past experiences does not mean your future is going to be the same. It's a cognitive bias called the gambler's fallacy, as in we have in our head that if the past was in a certain way, the future would kind of predictably be the opposite of that or almost the same of that. It's like the if then statement that we have as a default in our head, but it's not really true. It's called the gambler's fallacy. But what that basically means is you just assume your future is going to be exactly the same as it was before. So what you do is you start believing that bad things are going to happen again, which again, like I mentioned before, stops you from actually taking action. Then unicorn syndrome, another thing that you have to understand to truly be self-aware enough to stop yourself when you're doing it. Unicorn syndrome is saying that, no, I'm different. My situation is different. Like, you don't understand me. Things have happened to me and you don't understand it. I'm not trying to take away from anyone's situation. Everyone has, Allah does not put anyone through something that they cannot bear, right? So the metric is different for people, but everyone goes through hardship. We all know that. So unicorn syndrome is basically thinking that my situation is different, you'll never understand my situation. And then what that does is, again, you think you're so different, you'll never really be able to change. And then again, you keep on going in that vicious cycle. Self-fulfilling prophecy, like I mentioned, again, if you're projecting bad things to happen, you're not going to take the action right now. You're not going to have the energy to take action right now if you think bad things are still going to keep on happening, which again leads to the future being the same, and it's just self-fulfilling prophecy. That's another thing. And the last thing was that, when I mentioned there's always two sides, a positive and a negative. Now, wherever you put your focus, your mind's focus, it creates the feeling in your heart. It creates the feeling in your heart, whether it's anticipation. Anticipation is, when something's good's gonna happen, you're like, I'm so excited. Like, you're in anticipation of that, which gets you excited to do the actions because you have certainty that will happen. And then there's doubt, there's anxiety, future things that you think are going to go bad. So what that does is that creates the feeling in your heart, depending on where you put your focus on the two sides, and then which then either gives your body the energy or takes away the energy for you to do the actions. Everything in life is cause and effect. You do something and the result happens. And also wanted to end off by, we all know successful people in the world are very scarce, as in the millionaires and billionaires of the world. It's because of their thinking patterns. Apparently, that when you think negatively or are not in the best mental state, your thinking capacity decreases. The capacity for you to solve problems decreases. So that is why I've noticed that a lot of people that are in bad situations, like I was, that you just completely block off the ability to actually look for solutions or get out of your situation. That's why, people say actually do your best. I know it's difficult. It's difficult to actually focus on the good, and because we believe that it's more realistic to believe that bad things will happen, and it's just things that we don't question. Like, why is it more realistic to believe that bad things will happen? It's literally a simple thing. It's a simple formula. You think bad things will happen, which stops you from doing the actions right now. You think everything's a scam, and like you never take any different actions, and you keep on getting the same result. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed, right? And there's something in your brain called the reticular activating system, which is basically something that blocks out or filters through all the information, right? So what it basically does is, if you think everything is a scam, everything is bad, I can never get out of my situation, I'm unlucky, whatever it is that you have, that you think about yourself, what it's going to do is it's going to start to look for proofs as well, like confirmation bias. It's going to start to look for proofs everywhere that, okay, how is this true? And that is literally the vicious cycle that kept me in the same place for a long time, and it does the same with majority people that I speak to on a daily basis. So coming to things I did to get rid of the anxiety and things I still do. So, not doing anything when you feel that anxious feeling. So another place that my anxiety came from was always feeling that I had to do something, because I felt like I was going to lose everything I had. Whenever I gained a bit of money, I felt like this is so scarce. Like, why do I have this? I need to constantly do something, think something to keep this. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it. So, and that's another pre-existing belief I had, which really affected my anxiety, was that I always thought, what should I be doing? What am I going to miss? What if I forget this and I lose this thing that I have right now? So realizing that you do not need to do something all the time. Right? There's a cause and effect to everything. There's something called asymmetric activities within a business, within your health, within your relationships. Asymmetric activities are basically the ones that make the biggest impact, right? And they're not that many. Like, there's 2 to 3 things that make the biggest impact towards the thing that you want. Like, if it's business, like, trust me, I've been a part of many multiple 7-figure operations, like a multiple 6-figure operation with my own thing, right? And it's just doing the simple things over and over again. There's no complex, there's no busy type of work productivity. It's being effective. So what I'm trying to say is, I had to realize that to get rid of my anxiety, or like to be the person that I need to be, I don't always need to be thinking something or doing something. I can just chill. After doing the asymmetric activities, I can just chill. Don't do something all the time. That is another way anxiety creeps in. For me, I'm just telling you my experience, by the way. Meditation, no, it's not crossing your legs and people have this misconception like you just sit like this and do a bunch of weird things. All I do every single morning is I do it more for focus. Focus is basically I breathe in literally just through my left nostril, and what I mean by that is that I only focus on breathing in through my left nostril, breathing in and out. And I don't use my mouth. I close my mouth, breathe in and out through your left nostril, and just focus on that. What the whole idea is, you set a 10-minute timer. You do that, and what you'll realize is many times you're going to lose focus. But the idea is not just focusing on it as long as you can, but bringing it back. How many times can you bring it back? Lose focus, bring it back. Lose focus, bring it back. Right? That's where you're kind of practicing on keeping singular focus. And when you have that, I don't know what the scientific thing behind it is, but when I focused solely on my left nostril for 10 minutes and kept bringing it back, it just completely got rid of my anxiety. Another supplement that I used, I got recommended it, was ashwagandha, right? I didn't believe in it. I thought I'd just try it. It has brought some sort of an impact. Do it if you want to, right? And the last thing was journal. For you to be a successful businessman or a businesswoman, right, you have to know how to manage your thoughts and to think the way you need to actually make that sort of money, because it just doesn't just come. It's not like you have to become that person to actually make that money, right? So to manage your thoughts and manage your feelings, you need to have an outlet. Now that outlet could be journaling, writing down your thoughts and analyzing what you've kind of written there, and analyzing it for what it is. A lot of people say it's useful to have someone looking into your own life and kind of analyzing you and showing you whether you're going wrong with something or not. The best way to do that yourself is, because you know yourself best, is literally writing down and then kind of giving yourself advice. And yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of tell you about how I got rid of my anxiety. Hopefully that helps someone. Hopefully you don't even have anxiety, but if you do, or if you do sometimes feel it, these are the things that I personally do to actually get rid of it. Again, I'm not a therapist. I'm not saying I am a therapist. This is just my experience. Now, if you enjoyed this video and if you have any other questions, just shoot over a text on Instagram. Let me know if I can help you in any way. I'm here for you. If you have any questions regarding anxiety, anything about business, if you're confused about something, I'm here for you. I'm here to actually help Muslims. I'm not sure what you're thinking of me right now. What is this guy here for? Who is this guy? Hopefully, through my YouTube videos, you're getting to know me a bit better. My intention is not to make some fancy YouTube videos. It's just to truly sit down and for you to be able to get to understand me, the way I think, whether you think we would be a good fit to work with each other. Like, I'll be honest, again, I do show proof of everything. Like, every single day, I speak to like 5 or 6 people, and this is just the people I put down here. There's people coming in, messaging me all day, and I'm having many conversations. And I don't sell any courses. There's no long videos that you have to go through. It's one-to-one personal help, right? My background and my experience is in the B2B world, right? Where we're basically working with businesses. I got them to 0 to 55,000 a month, 0 to 81,000 a month, right? 8 to 100,000 a month, help many beginners. And now I'm just focusing solely just on Muslims to teach them how to make at least 5 to 6,000 pounds, which is around 5 to 8,000 pounds, which is around $7 to $10,000 USD a month. And to be honest, like, I'm doing it myself. Like, there's nothing that I'm hiding from people. Like, just complete transparency. This is what I've done today. 4,000 was it 664. Like, if I could do this in a day, why the hell can I like help you make this in a month? This is game-changing money for some people, right? And that's what my intention is. So if you're interested in speaking to me one-to-one, I'll leave a link, a Calendly link, to booking a call with me, just to come get to know more about what this is and whether this is the right thing for you or not. No, I'm gonna be honest, like, the way I kind of work and to show people my intentions is that obviously I do charge for my resources, my money, the guarantee, all the help that I give you to actually help you get to 7 to 10,000 a month. But the way I work is you pay me from the money that I make you through that agency, the agency that we set up, the Halal Passive Income Agency. Now, before we do get started, I do charge something upfront. Now, that is because, as you saw how many people I speak to every single day, a lot of people do this, they speak, but no actions. For me to know that you're serious, for me to give you my resources, my time, my attention to really help you get this thing, I do charge something up front. Now, if you are actually in a position to invest something, getting something started and truly changing your life, book in a call. If not, I have no problem you just watching my free content. I'll try and give you as much free value as I possibly can.